Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently exceptionally close here to getting ourselves to where we want to be to launch attacks on people. That's getting very, very close. So the Voor is probably going to be the first ones we go after. I think that's pretty clear at this point. But for now, we do have a little bit more work that we want to do. This Bastion could use a defense grid supercomputer. We'll go ahead and put that in. So that'll do for now. And we want to get some more constructions going on here. That's for sure. Now, I believe we already have both of these gateways coming online, correct? Yes, that is correct. Cool. And the L cluster is fully under our control at this point, which is absolutely beautiful. We're very, very happy about that.
Construction complete.
Okay, the Ilix starbase has finished its construction. Cool. We can definitely queue up a defense grid supercomputer there as well. Beautiful. Next up, of course, is Tech World requires a job. And I think we'll just go for a research complex. That should do the trick for the time being. And otherwise, there's not too much else that we need to do, it looks like. We're mostly just waiting on our hyper relays coming online. There is some of that is going to be happening. We're at 78 influence right now. We definitely don't have the influence to... Oh, there's our juggernauts. Right. We need to figure out where we want to actually build a juggernaut assembly yard. We could replace this hydroponics bay with a colossal assembly yard. Wait. Is that different from... Hang on. I need to investigate. Let's see. Technology researched. Unlock starbase building colossal assembly yards. Okay, sounds good. So we're going to put in a colossal assembly yard in each of our starbases here, replacing the resource silos. That'll be fine. So we'll get one of those in each of those locations. Fantastic. Okay, so the Voor, who do they have under them right now in terms of protectorates? Yes, we want to extend our deal, but we're going to need to sell off some consumer goods to make that happen. There we go. We know they have one protectorate. Hypothetically, if we were to declare, no one would join them. Good to know. That is very good to know. The Ganges is ready to move over to Volmar, so we'll go ahead and do so. We are negative on our energy credits again. I was hoping that we would remain positive for a while, but that's just kind of drifting downward currently. And there's our mega shipyard construction site, which isn't going to help that, I suspect. Upkeep is currently 5. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. So from here, we could definitely make our way out over to, like, Bintu and build a hyper relay there. Ah, they must have closed their borders to us. They did. Okay. Well, we'll make our way down there. That'll be fine. We do need to work on our energy credits. We could do a monthly sale of consumer goods. It's not the end of the world. Let's see here. We have an energy grid here. Let's put in a generator district. Sounds good to me. That should, in theory, be absolutely fine. We're slightly negative on our exotic gases. That's also to be expected. We're now positive again on our energy credits. Okay, good. We'll bump up our buy order to 4. And we'll see how that plays out. The Merrimack requires orders. It will move over to Jormondir. Well, technically, we should build a hyper relay in the Uzab Vortex. And then head down to Bintu. That's what we'll do for now. Cool. This is pretty necessary here because this is, of course, our connecting this L gate into the network. So that's quite important. And we have a long ways to go down over this way. We need 10,000 to get our mega shipyard slightly operational, so that'll be a little while. I would like to get these bastions going, I think. I think that's a higher priority. So we'll go ahead and get this going. And we're very close to having all of our bastions upgraded. So that's very, very good. In fact, we need 2 at this point. 2 more. That's not bad at all. Excellent.
Spaceport under attack.
Grugmora system.
Construction complete.
Okay. Where are these guys at? Down here. Of all places. Okay, well, we can get there relatively quickly. We can bring in a single fleet. And we're going to come into the Uzab Vortex. We'll arrive there in just a couple of days. And then from there, we're just going to jump drive over. It's not going to matter losing a little bit of power, so that's fine. Cool. The gateway down here has been reactivated. That's this gateway. We don't have a lot of other gateways currently, but we can work on that later on. Cool. So we've arrived over here. We're going to jump drive into Grugmora, and from there we will, of course, eliminate this fleet nice and quickly. And then we'll probably just send them back down to Cyban.
Construction complete.
That should be fine. Cool. So we jumped in, and they get eliminated extremely quickly.
Complete.
There we go. So down to Cyban we go. We actually took no damage. Hilarious. I love it. The gateway in the Sasan system is now also reactivated. So we have a quicker way to get down here. That's good. Okay, this actually looks like 4 bastions that need to be upgraded.
Technology discovered.
Sure. Well, that's our advanced strike craft finishing up. We can definitely grab, like, quantum missiles. That'll be fine.
Construction complete.
And this bastion finishes, so we'll put in a defense grid supercomputer. That's not going to help us for now, of course. It'll just boost up the number of potential defense platforms by a bit. Our bastion here, of course, needs the same thing. The Vor built a science nexus. Good for them. Okay. So what else do we need to work on here? Well, this Forge world requires a job. We'll put in an industrial district. This mining world requires a job. Easy enough. We'll put a mining district there, and that's it for now. Checking in on our civilian ships, the Ganges is done and needs to head over to Mublar. And we're done in Jormundir as well. So we'll move up over this way. What are we lacking? Rare crystals, I think. And we need to bump up our exotic gas trade as well. So yeah, let's buy in a few rare crystals here. We're going to need quite a number of them, in fact. We'll buy in 500. Cool. We're going to be done over here for the time being. Excellent. So this section over here is going to be done very, very soon. That's for sure. And once that is done, we're going to be relatively ready to launch some attacks, particularly on the Vor. The Vor will be an excellent attack for us, in all honesty. What would our attack plan be? We'd probably go in here. We would definitely take the Tunari Vortex if we're at war with them. We would like to go in... This is not connected over here at all. So we would attack here, 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 and here, in theory, if we had 4 fleets, which we currently don't. So that's definitely something to consider. Their fleets are weaker than ours. Okay. Good to know. Applied superconductivity and our fleet management procedures will be done eventually.
Discovered.
We did just finish up quantum missiles. Cool. So what do we want next? The Ripper autocannon. We'll go for that. Cool. I'd also like to consider bringing our fleets up to full capacity, that would put us quite far over our naval cap. There's no doubt about that. That's for sure. We should also consider closing borders with the Voor if we haven't already. Okay. Borders are always closed towards rivals. Sounds good. So that'll be fine. Let's get the Trappist station upgrading. Antikram and Kastabo are the other two that are not yet upgraded, so we're definitely going to want to get those upgrading soon enough. So you've got like 40k and 35k. Okay, we're going to send the first fleet up to Pexhalika, and we're going to send the fourth fleet over to Murga, and the third fleet over to Kastaba. Sounds good. We're also going to need invasion armies, so we should probably consider getting some of those. And for the time being, who would we be best off cloning? Looks like the Calactora. So I'm going to queue up a bunch of Calactora here. I want to queue up around 50. I don't know how many are... these are all being built in one place, right? I don't know how many will be finished by the time we're actually ready to declare this, but this is just a preparatory situation right now. I'm not expecting us to declare imminently, but complete. We will be declaring quasi-soonish. Quasi-soonish. So that's the overall idea there.
Construction.
The Ganges requires orders, and it will move down to Lesson. Cool. The Merrimack is now done over here. We definitely want to build in Bintu, but we can take the Merrimack and have it come over to, like, Zilbax's Maw. Okay, we'll do that. It'll arrive there quite quickly. The Ripper autocannon has finished up. Next up, I think we'll go for anti-gravity engineering. Cool. And let's take a look at what's going on down here. Earth could use an upgrade of something. Or actually, we do have a building slot available here. What do we want to put into this building slot? An energy grid, I think. We'll put that in there. Cool. This agro world could actually get a mining district here. Sounds good to me. This industrial world definitely needs an industrial district. That'll solve both of those issues. Cool. Okay. So now that we've arrived in Zilbax's Maw, we're going to build a hyper relay here. Sounds good. We need to get this area hyper relayed up. Once we're done over here and grabbing Ilya, we're going to probably disband this construction ship, is what I'm thinking. And we'll go down to 2 construction ships at that time. We do have enough to get another Bastion upgrade going. We only need 2 more. So that's fantastic.
Technology discovered.
Okay, there's energy credits from jobs. I don't think that's, strictly speaking, necessary. For now, we'll go for the energy weapon damage, since that's nothing but repeatable tech at this point. So that seems reasonably fine, rather. Reasonable fine indeed. And we are going to grab this tech world. What do we need on this? I think a research complex. We're still going to be going negative on our exotic gases. We need to do something about that ultimately, but for now, it is what it is. Okay. A science nexus finished up elsewhere. Sounds good. This forge world requires a ruler job.
Technology discovered.
I don't think a Ministry of Production would get us a ruler job, would it? If we can even get one, which I don't think we can. It's a politician job. That might be considered a ruler job. We may have to wait for that ruler to demote, though. We'll see. Okay, so there's our city district housing finishing up. We'll grab our Titan hull points. Definitely. That's very good. Okay. This bastion can be upgraded. We're now done upgrading our bastions for the time being. So that's really nice. We can move into Ilya and build a hyper relay out here. The Ganges is not able to build a hyper relay because of influence. We knew that that would be an issue there. We're only barely getting enough influence to run 2 construction ships. I don't think I'm going to disband this one, though. I think I'm going to bring it back into the L cluster, and we're going to build additional mega structures up here. Like a science nexus and a strategic coordination center would be good to build. So I think that'll be the plan up there. I like how the hyper relay and the L gate icon are the exact same. Hilarious. Okay, so we're going to need to move this guy over to, like, here. Okay, we need influence at this moment. And we're getting ready to attack the Voor, but we're definitely not quite there yet. A strategic coordination center would be nice. That's for sure. I'm going to sell off some consumer goods here, and I'm going to trade those for alloys. The price isn't great, but we'll do it anyway. Cool. So what are we saving up the alloys for right now? Well, we want to get this mega shipyard going. That would be nice. We also very, very much want to get other mega structures going. I'd love to be done with our hyper relay network, although we aren't going up over here. We should. We definitely should. We'll head to here as soon as we're done with that. But the Merrimack can go ahead and build a hyper relay here. Cool. So we need a lot of influence to finish out our hyper relay network, right? That's definitely a thing that we need. There's no doubt about that. That'll take a little bit of time. And yeah, we're going to be finishing up here. This will be all nice and quick, making our way up here. Cool. Influence is what's needed, though. No doubt about that. We could back off on some of our agreements, but I don't think we should for purposes of flavor here. I think it's completely fine. Checking in on the price of alloys, it has dropped a little bit, but it's not particularly good. But I wouldn't mind selling off a little bit of dark matter here. Tanking that price a little bit. And buying in a few more alloys. There. That puts us at 9.1k, so we're going to be able to get this mega shipyard online very, very soon. Cool. One more month tick on that. The Ganges is, of course, just sitting here right now, but we want to build this hyper relay as soon as we can.
Construction complete.
Which will be on the month tick, so that'll be great. There we go. We'll get that going. The Wendell Starbase has finished up its construction. There should be a few additional buildings that we can build here. These will all be defense grid supercomputers, even though they won't do anything just yet. That should be just fine. No real problem there. Okay, this industrial world requires a job, and it's low on amenities as well. We could simply put in a holo theater. And we'll do that for the time being. This tech world requires a job. Easy enough, we'll do a research complex. That'll put us still more negative in our exotic gases. So we should definitely up our buy order here, and I'm going to up it by 2. Cool. So that'll do there. This industrial world requires a job. Easy enough, although crime here is pretty high. Indeed. I'm going to build a city district here for the purposes of coming back to that and dealing with that crime. Okay, we definitely need a defense grid supercomputer here. And at this point, we can get our mega shipyard upgrading. Fantastic. So that is, of course, quite important. And we're making our way up through the hyper relay network here. It's not the fastest thing in the world, especially if we're paused. That doesn't help. But we are able to make our way through this much more quickly now, so that's good. Okay, the Merrimack is not doing anything, and we will go build a hyper relay in Damia once we can. But we can't do that just yet. Still lacking in some influence there. And there's a lot of hyper relays that need to be built down over here, for sure. Like, this is a kind of awkward path, all things considered. Not nearly as straightforward as some of these others. Okay. Well, we'll arrive up here very soon. And we do actually have the influence now to build in Damia. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to make sure that we have our hyper relay network done before we declare on the Voor. So that will be the mission there. We certainly need to get this done, and then I really do want to get a science nexus going, as well as a strategic command center. Both of those will be very important to us. So that's quite a ways out. Mostly because of influence capping. Influence is our primary issue right now. We may want to think about dropping some of our agreements. There's naval cap upgrading, though. That will help us. We'll grab this mostly as a reroll. Okay. And let's go into our contacts here and sort by status. Okay, the Calictora have a research agreement with us. And that's fine. Honestly, I think we do need to leave our agreements where they're at. How are we doing on our power projection? Not quite as high as I'd like it to be. Okay. Not quite as high. The Amazon, I would love to build this hyper relay. We're also lacking at this point in the rare crystals, so we can buy in a few more of those. There we go. Crime continues to be a problem on Zarkon Prime. We don't actually have a precinct house here. We should definitely put one in. And we'll also launch an anti-crime campaign. Cool.
Initiating communications.
We'll move down to Yidixa. Commercial pact, huh? We decline. They would get more than we would, so we're not going to do that. We'll build up over here. Okay. And we're building in Damia as well. We finished up in Murga, so we're arriving in Yidixa. Right. Honestly, I think we should start building some of these sites right now, since we're so limited on our influence. We'll come up over this way, and we'll start making a Science Nexus site up over here.
Discovered.
Cool. So that'll do just fine. We could grab some Tomb World habitability, I suppose. So these guys will arrive there eventually. Awkward route to take, but sure. Cool. The Merrimack has finished up in Damia. We'll move them to Kiyu for right now. That's the higher priority than Ilix, but we do want both. Okay. We definitely want to make sure that all of our shipyards are linked into our hyper relay network, though. That's for sure. What can you offer us? A leader. Nope. Get out of here. Cool. So we need another 1 month tick to build our hyper relay in Kiyu.
Complete.
That'll be fine. Let's take a look at our buildings in our starbases here. We need a couple more defense grid supercomputers. That will be just fine. Cool. This mining world requires a job. Easy enough. This tech world requires a job. also easy enough. Although that is going to hurt our exotic gases a little bit. We're not shocked by that. Okay, we can now build in Kiyu, and we will certainly do so. Our transport fleet is actually close to done. So that's fantastic. They don't have much for movement infrastructure. So things are going to be pretty slow in here, it looks like. They have this small hyperlane corridor, but it's not really much of one. Okay, we're going to move up to Landis. We'll arrive there soon enough.
Technology discovered.
Hey, tomb world habitability. Cool. And I think from there, we are simply going to grab Chemical Bliss, mostly as a reroll. But there we go. We're getting very close to being ready here to fight the Voor. That's going to be our next priority, almost for sure. But it will take a little bit of time yet. We're building up to it, but we're not quite there yet. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will continue to prepare to fight the Voor. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Kentuin, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Raw Potato, Elmichi Nazi, Justin Everett, Emiliano Cameron, Martin Lawrence, Jens Graham, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.